Okay, so we're going to do an old-fashioned video. For those of you who remember my old channel, you remember that I used to do a lot of videos out here in the garage, standing up, talking shit. So, here's what we're going to do. Been listening to a lot of guys' breakdowns on Naoya Inoue versus Stephen Fulton, especially a lot of biased American takes on that fight. Now, first of all, I'm going to say this. I have nothing but respect for Cool Boy Steph. I don't like that name. I'm going to call him Fulton. But I have nothing but respect for Fulton if he goes to Japan and fights the number 2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Naoya Inoue. Nothing but credit, nothing but credit. More American fighters should have the balls to travel to the champion's backyard. And I know you see what Devin Haney just did it. Devin Haney saw an easy opportunity and took advantage of it for 2 easy paydays and an easy win at a title. So that doesn't count. Now, I've heard a lot of breakdowns on this fight already, and I surprisingly disagree with every single one of them, okay? Now, you guys know me. Some of you guys call me John Tradamus and the fucking guru and all this other shit, which is perfectly fine with me. I think the title fits. But I really disagreed with, and I've heard about 6 of them or so, 4, 5, 6 of them so far, breakdowns of this fight. Okay. I've heard people say that Stephen Fulton knocks Inoue out. I'm going to be the first guy to tell you right now, and remember, this is Mr. Prediction you're talking to. Stephen Fulton's not knocking Inoue out, okay? Stephen Fulton is not knocking him. He can't punch. So I don't know where this, because he's bigger. He's already moved up 3 weight classes, or 3 or 4 weight classes, and nobody's even dropped Inoue. He's not knocking Inoue out. So that's one method right out the window. I've heard a lot of people saying Stephen Fulton stops him, which I think is laughable, bro. If Nonito Donaire, who hits like a truck and broke his eye socket, isn't knocking Inoue out, Cool Boy Steph, who hits like Paulie Malignaggi, is not knocking Naoya Inoue out. Simply put, bro, this isn't rocket science. It's the sweet science. It's very simplistic. He's not knocking Naoya Inoue out, okay? And secondly, I want to say this also. Both guys deserve the full respect in the world. You got all the respect in the world to both of them. You got my number 2 pound-for-pound behind Alexander Usyk and Naoya Inoue, fighting the number 1 guy at junior featherweight in Stephen Fulton. It's one of the best boxing matches you could make in the sport right now. It might not be a commercial hit like that silly-ass Ryan Garcia-Tank Davis fight that doesn't mean anything, but the casuals will eat it up. But for hardcore, pound-for-pound type credentials, the best versus the best, in a very good blend of stylistic matchups and all that other hardcore shit, this is an insider's prize fight. You understand? That's what I like to call it. So that's what they called it in the old days. It's a pound-for-pound insider's prize fight. But we've already established one method. Stephen Fulton is not knocking Naoya Inoue out. Premise number 2. Do you think Stephen Fulton's going to get a shake in Japan? A fair shake? Yeah. So Stephen Fulton already has an uphill battle to go from there. Now, where Naoya Inoue has an uphill battle to fight is the fact that he is moving up in weight. And major respect to Naoya Inoue, and this is pound for pound all-time great material, just like what Lomachenko did a few years ago. He moved up in weight and fought the number 1 dude in the division. No tune-ups, no vacant titles, no nothing. I'm moving up. I'm fighting the number 1 dude in the division. That's exactly what Monster Inoue's doing right now. So full respect to both of these guys. I just don't like some of the narratives I'm seeing being pushed for this fight already. And it's not even officially, it'll happen. You know, they've already agreed to terms and all that shit, but it's not official yet, right? But I already don't like the narratives I'm seeing, A, B, C, and D. But what Naoya Inoue has an uphill battle in this fight is the fact that he is moving up in weight. Stephen Fulton is the bigger man. He is. He's also I would say, the quicker of the two. He's got better reflexes than Inoue. He's got a 3-inch reach advantage over Inoue. He probably has a better jab than Inoue. Okay? That's where Inoue has an uphill battle in his own right. They both have uphill battles in this fight, just in their own perspective. Fulton is fighting a number 2 pound for pound, my number 2 pound, a lot of people's number 1, my number 2 pound for pound fighter in the world in his backyard, and I don't think he can knock him out. Okay? And he might, and the judges are going to be a little lenient towards Inoue, in my opinion, right? Because it's in Japan, right? So if Fulton fights off the back foot and just jabs all night while Inoue's hunting him down, judges might, you know, like I say, show a little favoritism towards Inoue because you got to take their fighters' pride away from them. All right? Now, so they both have uphill battles in their own respective ways. Premise number 3. Now, I know the styles make fights. I know Naoya Inoue is not the same fighter as Brandon Figueroa. But if Stephen Fulton gets lured into a trading match with Naoya Inoue, he's going to bed. I'll tell you that right now. So Fulton is going to have to be very elusive, very back foot oriented, pumping the jab out and using a lot of upper body movement and footwork to stay out of harm's way from Monster Inoue. Okay? On the flip side of that, Naoya Inoue is going to have to be able to cut the ring off like a fucking master in this fight. He can't do what he did against Paul Butler. He's got to be a lot. He can't, let this guy run around the ring for 8 rounds. He's got to step on him, and he's got to step on him hard and fast. You understand? And Naoya Inoue, he has that beautiful left hook to the body that he's gotten hurt a lot of guys, not dropped Nonito Donaire with it, Des Marinas, and a host of other guys with. Go to Fulton's body. Take those legs away. Take some of those reflexes away. As the great Teddy Atlas would say, put water in the basement. Okay? Now, obviously, I'm not going to give you a winner yet, but those are 3 initial thoughts that I have going into this fantastic pound-for-pound type of insider's prize fight. I think that, again, both of them deserve all the respect in the world. Inoue, for jumping up in his 4th weight class, and I know he skipped the one, so 4th weight class, whatever. Not taking a tune-up, not fighting a Momo for a vacant title, fighting the number 1 dude in the division. And Fulton deserves full respect for going to Japan to fight my number 2 and a lot of people's pound-for-pound number 1 in their backyard. So it is full respect to both fighters, and I don't want to hear anything less. It's that simple. It is that simple, people. Now, I will also say this. Again, so full respect to both of them. But, so what do you have here? Let's sum this video up real quick. You have a bigger guy, the reigning champion at 122, the number 1 guy in the division, fighting the number 1 or number 2 pound-for-pound fighter that is moving up in weight, right? He's bigger. He's got a 3-inch reach advantage. And he's got better upper body movement, faster feet, and probably even a better jab than Inoue. Versus a little kamikaze samurai Japanese wrecking ball that wants to inflict pain on everything he sees. Okay? You have the Arthur Beterbiev of the little men in Naoya Inoue. This is a great, great, great fight, and this is the type of fight that boxing needs and needs more often. Fuck your stupid-ass Spence Crawford fight. Fuck your stupid Ryan Tank fight. This is the shit that truly matters. Right there, what these two gentlemen are doing. Now, I'm not going to tell you who I'm leaning towards, okay? But I see ways in which both guys can win the fight. But one way that I am ruling out is Fulton by knockout. He's not knocking Inoue out. If Fulton wins, it'll be on the scorecards, which will be a difficult task to do in Naoya Inoue's backyard of Japan. So that's my initial breakdown for this fight. I have a lot of studying to do with regards for this fight, but that's just some opening thoughts, if you will. Okay, my friends? So God bless you all. Have a wonderful day. Eat a fucking bowl of soup. Have a cup of beer. And shut the fuck up. And God bless everybody. All right? Now get the fuck out of here.